Hello, travelers. I was trying to see, do I have a full screen open or what? The widescreen? So, today is December 27th, and the new year is up on us. I hope you guys have been taking notice of the stock market. Last year, I wrote about Uranus and Taurus, and if you look at the synchronicity, the sign of the bull represents the stock market, but then you have a bear market and a bull market. I can't remember exactly what the differences are. I think the bull market is where there are more sellers than there are buyers, and we are definitely in a bull market right now. For those of you website members, you can go to the website and type in Uranus and Taurus, and there's a whole article there for you. And Taurus also rules the bull. Taurus rules your personal finances and possessions. So for many of you, if you have not checked your 401ks lately, I would suggest that you do so. It might be rather depressing, but there's this uncertainty in the market because there's an uncertainty around the world for the global markets. Things are changing. Things are in an upheaval. There are uncertain political times, and so these things affect the market. And if I'm not mistaken, I remember saying that there was a possibility, and I was saying this months and months and months and months ago, that the possibility of a another stock market crash like there was in the Great Depression was a real possibility. Now, this is going to be occurring for the next 7 years. Uranus spends 7 years in each sign. And so there's going to be true world market shares, stocks, bonds, any type of investments, financial investments, banking, property, all of these things, which is what the second house or Taurus, the sign of Taurus, rules. So I know you guys don't understand the astrology the way that I do it, but you go back and read some of the articles that I've posted, and you'll see that this stuff is actually coming true. I'm going to be making some changes to the website. So the website's going to be shut down pretty soon. It's going to be down for probably about a week while I go through some changes. And by the time it comes back up, I will have the January readings posted for you there. I will send out a newsletter letting you know this. So if you have not subscribed to the newsletter, please do so. More than likely, I'm going to be running a special starting in January, another one, because January 5th, we have our first eclipse. So this time of kind of astrology quiet, take advantage of it. Because things are going to be humming right along for 2019. So I want to thank all of you who have sent me holiday wishes. I did not respond to a lot of you, but please know that I got them, and I thank you so much. And the donations that have come in, the donations really help me to keep the website running and to continue doing what I do. So I appreciate that. All of the support and the love that you guys have given me. Those of you who have been following me since I started in 2015, I want to thank you so much. I can't believe the amount of work that I've accomplished in 3 years' time, going into 4 years' time. I'm trying to discover ways that I can make it better, bring you more. I don't know what that could possibly be. So I'll be sending out some notices. I think I put up a survey on the website, but the form is not acting right, and I've got to find something else so that I can garner your feedback to find out what you'd like to have more of, less of, what can be improved, what is okay the way that it is. So I like to do these things near the end of the year. More than likely, I've got a special going on right now. Like I said, I'm going to run that all the way through till December 31st. And so that is a reading special on the 30-minute, I think, and the 45-minute. And those of you who have participated thus far, I want to thank you so much, because I'm gaining a lot out of those myself. during this time frame. Right now I've got Jupiter conjunct the South Node, so I'm going through some karmic endings in my life around certain things. And so it's helping me a lot. So don't assume that just because you're purchasing a reading from me, when you purchase a reading from me, I am trying to assist you and help you, but it also helps me too. And so that's really always a great thing, I think. So with that being said, we're going to just open the cards and see what the cards have to say. And that's it. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. I've got a sore elbow and right wrist right now. Over the holidays, what I typically do is I make gifts for people. I literally make, I'm a Virgo and we all crafty. I'm so crafty, I make people. So that's what I tell my daughter. I'm so crafty, I made you. So I make soap and I knit and I crochet and I put together baskets and things for people. So I've really been doing a lot of work. I didn't get a chance to finish my friend's shawl, but her birthday's coming up, so I'm going to go ahead. I've been trying to work on that and get it started, but I have worked my arm out. This one, oh my God, it's pitiful. So I'm having to break the cards down into smaller bits to shuffle them. That's the whole point of sharing that with y'all. For those of you who've been emailing me, asking me, has Santa gave me my pole? Yes, I got my pole for Christmas. Santa gave me I was so surprised and so happy. I know that may seem crazy that's all you wanted was, all I wanted was a fishing pole. That's it. And I got it. So I'm looking forward to the weather clearing up. The sun's starting to come out. It's been overcast for the past couple of days. And I want to go fishing. Because I was mad. I had to go to the grocery store yesterday. I had to buy me some fish because fish ain't been jumping on nobody's poles. They've been hiding out. So, but it's always like that after a full moon. A few days out, before and after. Fish just don't bite. All right. Here we go. 9 cards down. Let's see what the cards have to say. Well, Jupiter, who's all alive, well, and kicking in the sky. He is in his ruling sign of Sagittarius, which is always good. You always want a planet to be in its ruling sign. Of course, there are negatives to that. The shadow side of Jupiter is greed and avarice and corruption, overdoing things, right? But for the most part, he brings about higher ideals and higher learning and faith. And belief systems. Okay, now 9 of Cups. Wow. Well, and here is the Emperor. Isn't that something? Now this is a Martian card. I think for some of you, this is an opportunity to do something over again. For some of you, this could be related to Aries rules. Your name, face, brand, shape, hair, makeup, wardrobe. But it also rules your social profiles online. So this is LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, a web page if you have one. How you project yourself out there and how other people see you. Now, for some of you, this could be the idea that a strong supportive male has come in to kind of help guide you through this or provide you some assistance or mentorship in some way. For some of you, could just be about you. Okay, but this is well, let me put the rest of the cards down before I speak. There's the 5 of Swords. Well, here's that Moon card. Well, we just had the moon pass, right? And it was a full moon in Cancer. 9 of Wands. 2 9s. One of you needs to spend more time alone. Maybe what this is about. The other meaning of two nines is a change of address and a house move. Okay? Don't know. Now, here's a King of Swords. So perhaps an air sign male, Gemini, Libra, and or Sagittarius. Gemini, Libra, and or Sagittarius. Gemini, Libra, and or Aquarius. If not that, this is typically someone who does not allow emotions to dictate or to come into play whatsoever. And interestingly, the Emperor card is the idea of being able to balance out your logic and your emotions. He didn't get to be the emperor by giving everything away, and he didn't get to be the emperor by being a tyrant either. Okay, although these energies, remember we're talking about that Jupiter, the negative aspect of that. So we're going to see how that plays out. This Moon card in the center kind of speaks to the dual nature. Wolves and dogs are descendants of wolves, so they have all of the features, traits, and characteristics, except for the fact that one is domesticated and the other is not. We know that wolves, which is funny, they're wild creatures, but they mate for life, whereas dogs are domesticated creatures and don't mate for life. So there's something that's coming up from the surface here. There's the Chariot card. Wow. Now, this is odd because this is, I forget what this energy stands for. I think it's Jupiter in Cancer. Huh. Here we have Neptune or Pisces, and here we have the Moon, which is Cancer, and it also represents the Moon, which is Cancer and Pisces. Most planets will rule dual signs. Okay. Well, shoot. Two kings and an emperor. Huh. I get the sense that somebody's kind of been knocked off of their peg for a moment. Here. See? Emperor's always more than a king. Even though I think this is since this is one male with three different energies, although this person comes across as being two people, but it's this idea. There's three males here. Now, here we have three people in the spread. We have three beings in the spread. Two sphinxes and a male. Two males and an emperor. So there's several things that are coming across. This to me reads like, okay, this is going to sound crazy. This reads like somebody else, okay? And when I mean somebody else, I mean this reads like two people. But yet, taken together, this represents one male. And we're talking about two different people, but, okay? There's the Justice card. Wow, huge. So, 1, 2, 3. 3 major arcana. 2 wands cards. 3 water cards right down the center. A swords, 2 swords, and wands. Over the whole reading is justice, impartiality, fairness, balance, the law, legalities, karma in the sense that things are being balanced, or things being settled, not always to our advantage or the way we hoped or that we wish, but nevertheless, it is neither punishment nor reward. It simply is. And this Nine of Wands with this King, that really equals 10 wands. This is 5 and a 6. So there implies some kind of overcoming here. But it's done because somebody has determined that they're not going to allow perhaps sentiment to enter into the picture. If it's not rational, it's not logical, it doesn't make any sense. And so the decision is, okay, I'm not going to allow those things to sway me. Now, wow, this is, I'm a bit stumped here. Not stumped. I mean, it's just this is an impressive spread, if I do say so myself. It's really an impressive spread. This is about I think stepping through an open portal way. I believe something has, I was talking earlier about myself, how I have Jupiter conjunct the South Node. And so this is about karmic endings, depending on, where that happens, what house, what sign your South Node is in. So I sense that for somebody, it's they're going through the same thing. This is really like everything you've ever wanted. And maybe this is about the leadership of taking ownership or stepping into that role, because he's known as a leader. Sometimes he can show up as a general or a soldier or a police officer. See, he's got his battle boots on underneath his robe. I just get the sense that the robe is not so much to do with the idea that, yes, I am the leader, but I think it is this idea of cloaking the sheer power that the individual possesses. Okay? Not making people fearful, but being ready at a moment's notice to, if needed, to step into battle. But at the moment, having the emotional control and the logic to know that now is not the right moment. I don't know if that makes any sense. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seated figures, 2 standing, and 1 driving something forward. So I do sense for somebody out there, whether this is you or somebody you're dealing with, same-sex and or heterosexual, something is coming. Something that we don't see, something that we don't know the direction in which it's going to take us, but nevertheless, we need to be ready We need to be ready. it is these two towers in the center of this moon card. That's why I keep saying it reads like there's an energy portal way that is opening up, and somebody's going to be required to do it. Now, we see that long pathway there between those, and it's coming under the light of the moon. So this could be things that are quite frightening to us. The path that we have to take. The path is illuminated, but it's not illuminated like it is with the sun, right? So this could be the idea that there are some, perhaps some dangers or some perils on this path, but that if we positively balance out the energies within ourselves, no matter what comes, we can move our way through this, okay? I also get the sense that it's something that's been a long time in coming, because this is a chariot. Chariots were war vehicles. They were uncomfortable. They were made, some of them were wooden, some of them were quite elaborate. But it, you stood up and you held the reins of the horse and you rode that ride, right? No matter how tired you got, no matter how dusty, how thirsty, how long it took, you held the reins until you got there. Eventually you will arrive at your destination. Air and fire, fire and air, fire, air and fire, fire, fire and air, and then all this water down the so around this full moon that we've just had, which was the full moon in Cancer, something is happening, but again, it's something we don't see, but it's also something that I think somebody won a victory here. That's what that sixes represent, the Six of Swords. When we see the Six of Swords, this is about somebody moving away from troubled waters to smoother water. Sometimes this can be travel around water, by water, near water. Sometimes this can speak to world travel, or travel in the mind, looking at things from a higher perspective or a different perspective. And again, there's this bit of uncertainty. Okay, I had to do that. Not sure how that's going to turn out. The two swords over the shoulder. But what it did was it cut away those things that are unnecessary. Now, did you do this to be mean or spiteful, or did you do it because you had to do it? Oh. Doesn't matter. Because it's neither punishment nor reward. I think it was just simply something that was necessary. Fives always speak to outside changes, influences that you have no control over. So this can be about arguments and miscommunications and fights. But it's because the situation has to change. It has to. The time has come. Karma says it's time to change. And if you want to change the circumstances, then you have to be willing to, there are no coins here. Although in effect I can kind of look at that like a big coin. Okay? But that's really what karma is. Karma is choices and consequences. These two cards together speak to something big and powerful happening. Let me see if I can pull this up. Something huge has come about for someone out there. Doesn't say. It is always the wish or the yes card, implying that your wishes will come to positive fruition It brings a plan, it brings a message that your plans are materializing as you wish them to, and your hard work is paying off. Now, the 2 nines I said to you speak to a house move and or a change of address. Well, this implies all that you survey. The emperor rules more territory than a king. It says you have to okay. I just don't know. Let's take a look at this 5 of Swords here. It's all this water. That's what's so... It's fire and water. I think that's what stands... It's that Sagittarian energy, the temperance. Okay, let me take a look at the 5 of Swords here. This is a 10 card. Nothing about the 5. I don't think they're going to make this easy for me. The 9 of Wands. These are the only cards I can look at. I can't look at anything else. Oh, you know me talking about that karmic thing. The 9 of Wands implies rewards and beneficial gains brought about by past deeds. Hardships and struggles in the past have built resilience and character, and this is now being acknowledged. With this comes a more balanced, mature, and discerning approach to life's problems and issues. It is a message to use discretion and to maintain control of your personal interest. It asks you to hold on to your belief set and to protect your own affairs. You have the knowledge, mindset, and ability to succeed at whatever you set your mind to. Do not allow others to sway you from your path. It may be indicating that your life seems to be at a standstill and you are asked to hold on to your beliefs, stand firm, and know what needs to be done. Then do it. You will have the strength, knowledge, and ability to see this through to fruition. Perseverance and persistence is the key. Remember where you have been and what you have experienced in your life so far. You are asked to use discernment and discretion always. 9s indicate the completion of events, so there's a focus on strength and opposition. There's the opposition. Remember, we keep talking about the light and the dark, the wild and the domestic, the yin and the yang. A suspension of events and having the advantage at the present time. It suggests that there has been a conflict previously and you are forewarned that there may be more to come ahead of you. I don't think more is coming. I think someone is going to return. It can indicate obstinacy but tells of an eventual victory, although steady force must be applied. I get the sense that this person is running hot and cold, or has been running hot and cold. See that lizard there? I want to look at something. Just give me a minute. And then I'm going to pull cards on this. I'm already running it over 30 minutes. I didn't even realize that. Hold on. I got some crafting I got to do. The Wheel of Fortune. It indicates fate and events beyond human control. It indicates good luck or the optimistic outlook that things will have a positive result. Remember, I'm saying beyond your control. It may indicate someone who has a fatalistic outlook on life, leaving too much to chance and failing to make decisions. It may be asking you to be prepared to adapt to changing circumstances. It tells of good luck, good fortune, success, and rewards. It tells that a change for the better is about to commence, that things are looking up from this time, so maintain faith. Remember, that's what I was saying. It may be implying that you are feeling more in control of your life. Therefore, it's a good time to plan and implement new ideas and projects. The presence of the Wheel of Fortune indicates that it is important to let things run their natural course. So I say you don't allow sentiment to come into this. See, the King of Swords gets a bad rap sometimes. Yeah, he can be a real prick sometimes to deal with. But if you're going through a change in your life, this is really the energy you want to embody, because you are not allowing other people's emotions and thoughts and belief systems interfere with what is best for you. Okay? But the thing is knowing what's best for you, right? And not second guessing that. So it says family planning issues come to the fore. It tells of a potential success following changes in life or lifestyle. It may be telling you that things are not always governed by chance and that you have the power to change your life. Karma, choices and consequences. It tells you that you are able to use your knowledge to make appropriate changes for yourself. Yeah. It indicates a new direction and an unexpected change of luck, and asks that you adapt to different circumstances. When you are down, the only way is up, and the wheel is spinning in your favor at this time. I do sense someone's going to return. I don't think this is a legal issue. I think this is some kind of karmic ending. Chiron just leaped out at me. Chiron is in Aries right now. Chiron is the wounded healer. Chiron was different. He was foreign. He didn't fit in. He was born half man, half centaur, or half minotaur. I don't remember which one. And his father threw him out, cast him to the side. And they thought that he would die, but instead he survived. He learned everything it was. He became one of the greatest healers and teachers of all times. He knew a little bit about music, about medicine, about art. He was like a real Renaissance man. But he was a rebel, right? And he always bucked the system. He was not expected to do the things that he did. So I think this is about grasping some kind of opportunity that is coming. Let's take a look at these cards. The Moon. Now, make no mistake, whether you are male or female, these kings can, I think this king, if you're female or take the female role, this king represents you. But it also represents this other male that you're dealing with. These are the three different aspects. That's why I say I think he got knocked off of his peg a bit, but it was based upon something that you said or you did. It's like a chess move. But I don't think that you were strategically trying to affect a situation. I just think you know what I keep saying is I keep seeing you removing your chess piece from the board, as if to say, I'm not going to play this anymore. I don't know if that makes any sense. Look, Ace of Hearts. 5 of Spades. That's like another 5 of Swords here. And the 7. Well, Let's take a quick look at this. Well, well, well. Indeed. This signifies all forms of celebration, triumph over adversity, major personal or business success, a happy occasion. This is about the new year coming. Remember I said you don't see it coming. But if you just stay on the path that you're on, it's going to be okay. I think for some of you this has already started. But here are these two fives. Okay? I mean these two spades. It says illnesses of all kinds, physical, emotional, even business ills, creativity blocked on all levels. It's about the roses and the thorns. Here's the 7. Unhappiness in the home, personal dissatisfaction, a lack of privacy, no inner or outer harmony. The dog and the wolf. The 2 sphinxes. I think this is the idea of 2 people clashing over what they believe in. That's what I think. The second one, oppositions and obstacles that are temporary, a blessing in disguise, but this can sometimes indicate a negative or depressed person. With this 7, it says advice that is best not taken. It also speaks to loss. There is some obstacle to success, and this indicates that obstacles may be coming from within the querent. That's why the person, whomever you're dealing with, this is not you. I feel, remember I said your position, you just took your piece off the board. There's that 9 of Wands. You just took it off the board. Halt. This guy's a strategist. He's a mastermind. I don't think it was something done intentionally. I just think you knew enough to be like, been there, done that, not doing it again. Don't even care you don't like it. Okay? All right. That's my position. And when that occurred, there was something that was set in motion. Because this sometimes can be the idea of obstinacy and obstacles. Let me I'm going to pull cards on this King of Swords. That's what I want to do. You know, I don't know how this is going to play out. Costanza, the immutability of the situation. That's my position. Dispiacere, the worry and the fear. But I don't think it's worry or it's fear. It talks about tears. That's my position. I'm not changing it. The Dottore. Anxiety. but that's being taken care of. This is the professional, the doctor. He's always somebody who's in a position to help. That's a very strong energy. It's a very strong energy. And sometimes this card can be about the idea of having to take a position that does upset you. Okay, but, you know, that's the Five of Swords. Sometimes you got to do that. And I also feel that the cards are saying that that helps you in some way. I just don't know how. Alegria. Pastime with family and friends. That's a happiness with other people, right? The Sibilas are quite distinct in their levels of happiness. There's personal happiness and then there's happiness with other people. Lechereza. This is tact and diplomacy, but it also speaks to someone's changing sensitivity. The Letter. I think in the past that this may, you know, this guy can be quite gregarious. He can be quite maybe somebody who liked to live the high life. Remember, we're talking about the negative aspect, the greed, the avarice, the overindulgence, hedonism, that kind of thing. But now their belief system is changing. That news is coming in. So I think there's going to be a meeting of the minds. What I want to do is, well, there's a King of Clubs. Look, he has presented himself again, the King of Wands. Wow. Let me look at this Five of Swords here quickly now, and then I want you to formulate a question for the angel answer and one for the romance angel. I want to look at this. That's actually kind of self-explanatory. You know who I want to look at? This guy. Two of Diamonds. Two of Clubs. And the King of Diamonds. Well, shit. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 kings. There's finances and there is some kind of work here. But I also think there's been some kind of disagreement here somewhere. That's why this keeps coming up. It speaks to at least 3 people in the spread. He just kind of fell out. But this, he represents this, you know, whenever there's twos, they come in twos, two twos. There's a leadership aspect here that keeps coming across. I said that at the very beginning. The Two of Diamonds speaks to money, 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 outgoing and incoming. Anticipate bids on properties or contracts. Also, whatever's coming, money or anything else will arrive in twos. Wow, that's incredible. Okay, listen, I keep telling y'all, I just read cards. 2 twos, abundant news. That's what I keep getting. There's the news. Wow, isn't that something? 2 of Clubs. Verbal communications, generally one-on-one, such as telephone calls. But on a higher plane, it anticipates a greater understanding and knowledge from a power higher than Ma Bell or Spectrum or Boost Mobile or, whomever. I just get the sense that for some of you who kind of understand the nuances of this, some of you you're going to be placed into a position, I think, of great importance and of recognition on a large scale. But I think you are prepared for that. I think you're ready for that. I think in a way you've kind of been maybe shying away. Remember, I keep saying that the robe is not to denote power. The robe is to kind of not freak people out so much. Okay? But yet being willing to just do it. Because Mars is all about, it can be about aggression, it can be about drive, passion, it could also be about anger and war. So maybe for some of you, this has really been a long, hard fight for you to get to wherever it is you're trying to go. But the opportunity is coming. King of Diamonds, and that's just plain and simple. It's the King of Diamonds it speaks to politicians, investment bankers, and entrepreneurials. It's somebody who is quite unique. That's why he shows up as the Emperor. Okay? He knows how to will power. He's not afraid to will power and use it, but he also knows how to strategically employ it. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I don't even know what the hell I was looking at. Now, let me go to this other set of cards. The Eight of Hearts speaks to love and happiness. The home, a love letter. It is favorable and indicates that troubles and problems are lifting. But here's these spades here. I read that. Obstacles and oppositions. With the 7, it is advice, best obstacle to success. Okay, so now we're going to look at these. The 2 of Diamonds, it says a business partnership, a change in a relationship, and or gossip. I don't think if somebody's talking about you, they're talking behind your back, but I don't even think you give a shit, right? It's one of those things. Again, hold on. Let me read that again. The 2 of Diamonds, I want you to listen. It says a business partnership, a change in a relationship, and or gossip. With the 2 of Clubs, it says obstacles to success and malicious gossip. I don't know how that fits in. With the King of Diamonds, a fair-haired or a gray-hairing man, or a man with earth predominating his chart, a man of authority, status, or influence. That's why he presents himself as the King of Clubs is a dark-haired man, kind, with fire predominating in his chart, and generous in spirit. The tall, dark stranger, the mysterious heartthrob in the Burberry. But not always, because he can indicate the King of Clubs, any dark-haired man over 40. Isn't that interesting? We've already looked at the King of Diamonds. And now the King of... Just to see, he shows up as a King of Swords. So this would be a King of Spades. Spades. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. The tall, dark stranger, over 40. Not necessarily a Lothario or a Rasputin, but suggestive of one. Huh. I don't know. Angel answer. Quite interesting. Quite interesting. Something's coming, but it's going to come in twos. See the two scales here? Look, that's this weird thing of twos. The two keys, the two people. And this other person of importance. The judge, the emperor, the priest, the charioteer. Wow. Okay. I hate this card. It just says choose a new direction. I don't hate the card. The fact that it's all choose a new direction. Well, we see that. What's happening in this card? There are all these people standing around. Here we have, I don't know, a king and a queen, a goddess, a couple reaching for the stars. But look, there's that third person on the steps. See him bent over here? I don't know if he's crying or if he's praying or what. Something happening here. There's something happening. It's something that you have not planned for, but yet everything you've ever gone through, every obstacle, every whatever it is that you have gone through leads you to this moment. And it's coming in twos. Oh, wow. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Well, twos are about partnerships. It's coming in twos. Whatever this thing is, it's coming in twos. And again, I think these three cards speak to this guy, right? But they also speak to you. How come that's so weird? I can't even explain it. And to me, this is not necessarily all about the man of influence and power. This is just somebody who is wealthy in a different kind of a way. I don't know if that makes any sense. Y'all know I just read cards. Choose a new direction. Let's read this. The time has come to choose a new direction for your life. The circumstances that you find yourself living in may seem unfulfilling, or perhaps your heart is full of discontent. We see these swords here. You know that there is something more out in the world for you, and you've been procrastinating following the guidance of your angels. Make a conscious choice to be the person you are meant to be. Create an action plan for yourself that leads you in the direction of your divine life purpose, and begin taking steps immediately towards a happier future. Engagement. I don't know. I don't know. And again, there's this idea of a couple of two. You see that? Oh, I'm getting the heebie-jeebies. Congratulations. This card signals pending nuptials, beginning with a romantic engagement. Even if you're not presently in a relationship, the romance angels can see one upon your horizon. This card comes to you as reassurance, specifically so that you'll choose to release any worries about whether you'll get married, because you will. Deep romantic love in which you will feel treasured is in the cards. That's what that shows up to me as. See the way that they look in that card? There's just something about the way they look. The deeper meaning of this card relates to commitment. First, you commit to taking care of yourself. You establish boundaries about what you will and won't accept in your relationships and in other areas of life, such as career, home, lifestyle, and so on. Next, you honor your self-commitment by taking decisive action and telling others how you truthfully feel about their behavior. Remember, I said that. That's what this is. As you commit to yourself, the universe sends you additional experiences of loving commitment, including the promise of marriage. Look, something's happening. Finally, there's something karmic trying to play itself out now. This is a card of marriage and commitment and contracts and sales and negotiations, but it's also, again, the card about values and deep belief systems. And this card is the key. This is the key, and I wish I could give you more information about how that's going to play out for you. But this card is the key. The 2 twos. That's the key. So that's what I have for you. I hope these messages helped you. Thank you again so much for listening. I still got that special going on. If you're interested, hop on over. You can simply click on the eye here. Where is it? Where's my finger? There it is. Over there. And that'll take you directly over to the website. Because remember, I'm going to be closing the site down for about a week or so. Which means you're not going to be able to access any articles, readings, videos, any of that stuff. I go through a bit of changes. And so, until next time, I don't know if I'll be back before the New Year's. Typically, I like to give one big reading before on New Year's Eve. So we shall see. So until next time, namaste.